Well, one of the most anticipating earnings will be happening later today. We're talking about NVidia, the chip maker who has absolutely been on fire the last couple of years. And now we will see what is in store for the future of AI and this big-time chip maker. So we want to bring in our next guest here. It is Fox Business's Lauren Simonetti joining us here on Live Now. And Lauren, when I saw this on the calendar a couple of weeks ago, I said, hey, we need to get Lauren on from Fox Business to really break this down because, yeah, this is a big one.
Dan Ives of Wedbush Security says it's a drop-the-mic moment for AI, the AI revolution, for big tech, and for the entire stock market. What? It's one company reporting how they did in 3 months. That's NVidia, but it is the godfather of the artificial intelligence revolution. It is 6% of the S&P 500. That packs a huge weighting. And quarter after quarter, this company, which sells high-end chips that every big company and then some small companies use for their AI dreams and goals and ambitions, they sell those chips that power all of this. So what they say matters, and quarter after quarter, they've increased their sales by triple, double. So we're expecting more of the same. But when the bar is so high, sometimes that's when there's a problem, right? Like maybe they'll grow their sales by 75%, which for any other company to do would be amazing. But if it's not like doubling, if it's not 100+%, yeah, Wall Street will be disappointed.
Yeah, and Lauren, I want to talk about that because you bring up such a good point there about really the pressure to perform and really outperform what Wall Street is thinking here. Because if it doesn't even if it only meets the expectations there, we'll see it drop down. I mean, it needs to continue to outperform to get this thing to spike.
I'll give you real numbers. So almost $29 billion is the revenue expected for the past 3 quarters. They have to hit $28-29 billion. And then for this current quarter, which is the future, because it includes the next couple of months, they need to hit $31 billion. If they guide lower than those numbers, you got a problem. Also, Blackwell, that's their newest chip. There are rumors that there was an issue with the production of it. The CEO, Jensen Huang, needs to come out on the call and say, no, Blackwell is fine. These are the orders that we have for it. It's hitting the market on this date. And, you know, maybe they'll give us pricing for it, $30,000 a chip, $40,000 a chip. Give us some clarity into order flow for the future of your company and confirm that there was a problem and it's fixed or whatever the situation is. So that's something that definitely needs to happen tonight for the past 3 months and how it looks going forward. Wall Street is always very forward-looking. One other thing, the options market is implying a 10% move up or down after NVIDIA reports. That is $310 billion in market value. That's like the size of Netflix. That's how much it could gain or lose based on what happens. That's why this is such a big moment. Today, leading into the calm before the storm, if you will, the stock is down pretty sharply. It could be some nervousness that maybe it's not going to be the best report card, or it could be the fact that a company called Supermicro, which is the 3rd largest customer of NVIDIA, it's losing 25% today, a quarter of its value after losing a lot yesterday too. A short seller called Hindenburg Research came out and said, uh-oh, we're shorting your company, we're shorting your stock. We think there's some accounting problems. And now today the company confirmed that they're delaying their annual report because they're looking into those internal controls around financial reporting. They're tied to NVIDIA. So there's this overall nervousness, I guess, about what exactly is going on, but we'll get the numbers in a couple of hours officially from the horse's mouth, Jensen Huang and NVIDIA.
Yeah, we so will. And Lauren, when's the last time do you remember a company when you're talking about earnings preview, getting so much anticipation where it is coming up close to like getting to the anticipation of jobs numbers and other big reports here? We're talking about one company having this big appeal to a broader market.
Apple in the Steve Jobs days, when they had the newest gadgets that everybody couldn't wait to get and would line up for blocks and blocks to get their hands on, right? And what is Apple doing now? They're trying to do Apple Intelligence, their version of artificial intelligence, and that will be launched on the iPhone 16 when that launches in a couple of days from now. The update comes after the 16 launch, but nonetheless, that's what they're getting into. What is the building blocks of Apple Intelligence and artificial intelligence? NVidia. NVidia holds the keys, and that's why everybody is just so excited about this main event. Oh, yeah, that's it. Sorry, I was thinking something else, and I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, we will definitely be waiting for the moment there when the bell rings and see just what happens here with the numbers, with NVIDIA, and then also guidance, right? Guidance is huge on Wall Street, and we'll see just where they want to take it and where it's going.
So, one final thing, if I can get this in.
Yes.
JP Morgan came out with a report, and it basically says that institutional investors are trimming their exposure. They're cutting their exposure to NVIDIA and the rest of what's called the Magnificent Seven, so the 6 other stocks and the big tech names. They've trimmed their exposure in the second quarter and the third quarter, the current quarter. So it seems like the big guys have made some money. They're thinking, okay, maybe it's time for some profit taking or just to kind of take some money off the table. But the retail traders are very much into this, and that's where the excitement is. So there's definitely a bifurcation between the big guys and the small guys. Institutional and retail right now, they're kind of separating themselves and what they think.
Yeah, there it is. That's the story, how it'll play out. We'll see what happens there. Lauren Simonetti, thanks so much for joining us. It's always great to speak with you on the big preview for later today with NVIDIA. We appreciate it.